This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, we talk with two local veterans who served their country and then came home and started serving other vets. Welcome to FYI Weekend. I'm Ken Kara, and get ready for a pretty full show. This Veterans Day, we'll all say thank you to all of our men and women who have served to protect the United States. The two veterans you're about to meet show us that we have a lot more to be grateful for, because a lot of veterans continue to serve even after they come home. Veterans Day is approaching in our area, and we're getting ready. The City of Hazleton will have a Veterans Day ceremony. We'll put that information up so you can check that out in the City of Hazleton. Right now, I'm joined by two veterans from our area. Roman Barron, who's part of American Legion Post 76, served in Vietnam, a disabled veteran. And also, I have to flip over here, so a long title, Joe Hines, but you go by Sarge. That's how everybody knows you. When I asked, I said, sir, when did you serve? And you said, every conflict pretty much up until Desert Storm. What I found so amazing is you showed me your hat. Even though you come back, you have given so many hours back to other veterans. Why is that so important? You said over 4,000 hours.
Well, it's 4,000 hours in one place. That's the president's 4,000 hours. But I started in 1994, and I finally retired last year. My total hours are over 17,000.
What did you do to help during these hours? What are some of the things you did?
Well, I was there for a while. When my wife retired here in Pennsylvania, we moved to New Mexico, and I was a service officer at White Sands Missile Range and one at the Sheriff's Department in Diana County, which I was trained by the VA to help veterans get disabilities. And the office that I had, where another fellow worked with us, and in that particular office, we did over 7,000 veterans while I was there. And then when I came up here, was over in the senior center here in Hazleton, and I helped about 2,000 veterans in the few years that I was here. And some of them I'm still seeing. They come up and they say, hey, thanks a lot, Sarge. I finally got my disability. Or they're still coming to me for help. I just did one last night in a VFW in McAdoo, unexpectedly. But I always have the form, so I try to help any veteran I can. I went in the service at 16, and I believed at the time, because I come from a military family, there's not enough you can do to keep this country free. And most people don't realize you have to die to keep this country free. And the past veterans, they're the heroes in this country, and they're the ones that made this country what it is. Such a great country.
It's incredible. You guys served your country, and now you're still serving veterans and the country as well. And Roman, you told me when you came back home from Vietnam, you wanted to make sure that veterans maybe didn't feel how you felt when you first came back, that they would always feel honored.
Yes. When I came back from Vietnam, we had no recognition at all. And I said, after that, I said, we're not going to allow that to happen in the future. So any of the veterans that are returning today from Afghanistan or Desert Storm or wherever, we recognize them and we thank them for their service.
And Sarge, coming back over to you, you lived in New Mexico and you said it was incredible down there, the support that veterans got. You don't see it so much up here in the Northeast.
No. We had a Mayor's Veterans Affairs Advisory Board down there, which I tried to get in this city. It's a long story. But the city and the veterans worked together. One case was the mayor's secretary called me up and says, we got a family here, veterans family, they got no money for Christmas. So all the veterans posts gave me money to help veterans that were transported and so forth, to help with food, gas, or whatnot. And we went out and we got them an apartment, we got them a nice dinner and all, and that was what we felt. Every veterans organization thought it was their duty to help a veteran, whether he was living there or traveling through. He did so much for his country, we should do something back for him.
So very active down in New Mexico. Here in the Northeast, in Hazleton, our hometown, what can people do to maybe be more involved? When we talked earlier this week, you said simply just say thank you. If they want to take it a step further, what can they do? Well,
I'm a volunteer driver with the DAV program. And in the state of Pennsylvania, we run 113 vans to carry veterans to their hospital appointments. That's in the entire state of Pennsylvania. I don't have the exact numbers as to miles and hours, but it's fantastic. Locally, we have 10 people who drive. and we're always looking for help in drivers.
That's just one possibility that you can do. Gentlemen, I thank you so much for being with us, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you for your service and what you did even when you came back home to the United States of America. Make sure you get out to City Hall on Veterans Day here in Hazleton. The second annual Taste of Home Cooking Show is just around the corner, and tickets are going fast. The event is sponsored by our media partner, the Hazleton Standard Speaker and PPL. John Patton, the operations manager for the Standard Speaker, talked about the upcoming event on a special episode of the Sam Lassand Show.
Years ago, we had it, and it stopped. I mean, and people said to us, "Listen, we really enjoyed it. It's a night out, it's an afternoon out, whatever it is, and really, it's our way of getting a lot of the people something else to do." So the Taste of Home it's a national company, and they come in and they present the cooking show, and we have vendors set up. So it's really something for the community locally, and now even we've gotten people coming in from West Virginia. I sold tickets, but it's again, Taste of Home is a national company, and so this is something locally. It's great for our people locally, but it's also a great opportunity to see the Wiltsey Center. I mean, if you haven't been there, the Wiltsey Center is absolutely a fantastic venue, and we thought it would be a great partnership for us to give to our people, that our subscribers and our advertisers, give them a chance to get out and do something different, but do it in a venue that is absolutely breathtaking.
Well, the event, as I mentioned, folks, is November the 15th, and doors open at 1:30. Now, the only thing is, you're not selling tickets at the door.
Yeah, the reason is because there's vendors there. We have vendors coming in, and so we always have a line at the door, and trying to get people in and out. We're encouraging people to really get their tickets early. They're all reserved tickets, so you don't have to show up as soon as the doors open. You get a specific row and a specific seat. So we're hoping that the traffic is a little bit more spread out. Mm-hmm. But when you come in, there'll be tables, there'll be vendors that you can go to. We're going to have some hors d'oeuvres and that kind of stuff. We'll have some places to register for gifts, and then we'll give out stuff during the show. But we also have some people that are going to give out, like we have bags of groceries, that door prizes that we'll give out, and then we'll actually give away the 2 stoves that we use to do the cooking. Those 2 ranges will be given out as door prizes at the end as well.
The Taste of Home Cooking Show is November 15th at the Wiltsey Center in Hazleton. Doors open at 1:30 and tickets cost $15, and all seating is reserved. Tickets may be purchased at the Standard Speaker on North Wyoming Street in Hazleton or by calling 501-3505. Meanwhile, the Standard Speaker is offering a special subscription offer. John Patton explains.
When you subscribe to the Standard Speaker, you get the Standard Speaker in all forms. So if you wanted, you get the print edition, you get it on your iPad, your phone, and now you get a subscription to the Washington Post. Mm-hmm. So you can get all the information, a lot of the national information, but it's a partnership that we've had. So your $4 a week is going to get you the hard copy delivered to your house, plus anywhere else. If you're if you're traveling or whatever, you can get it, and now you can get the Washington Post as well.
For more information on the subscription special and for tickets to the Taste of Home Cooking Show, call or stop by the Standard Speaker. And don't miss this episode of the Sam Lassand Show this weekend, Saturday at 1:30 p.m., 4:30 p.m., and 11 p.m., and Sunday at 11:30 a.m., 5:30 p.m., 10 p.m., and 11:30 p.m. Coming up on FYI Weekend, the Wilkes-Barre chapter of the NAACP is getting ready for a big annual event, and we'll find out more about it after this break. In sports, we'll hit the fast lane with local motorsport journalist Dino Alberto to talk about NASCAR and more.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
A major event for the local chapter of the NAACP is just around the corner. Lisa Sugart has more.
Today, I'm pleased to welcome Mr. Ron Felton to our studios. He is the president of the Wilkes-Barre branch of the NAACP, which is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Mr. Felton, it's a pleasure to have you here in our studios.
Thank you for having me here.
Now, you're here to talk about a special event that's held each year, a major fundraiser for the organization, the annual Freedom Fund Banquet, taking place Friday, November 14th at Genetti's in Wilkes-Barre. Tell us, what is the purpose of this big fundraising event?
Well, the annual Freedom Fund Banquet is the main fundraiser for the organization. It allows us to raise funds to go out and do the work of the organization, such as going to conferences and things of that nature, state convention, sometimes the national convention and regional conventions. But also it allows us to go out into the community and offer meet the candidate forums and stuff like that, so that we can educate people to the issues and stuff similar to that.
Now, this is a big night for the organization and for the entire community, and you said a lot of important awards will be presented. So can you give us a little bit about what will be taking place at the banquet?
Yeah, the awards that will be presented, the main award, the most prestigious award, is the Diversity Leadership Award, which will be presented to Shields Family Market, for their contributions to the community and the diversity of the employment they have representing the community and so forth. And they support our annual diversity picnic that we've had this past year. We've had the 16th annual diversity picnic, which we invite people to come and have a good time, and free food, free beverages, free games and stuff like that. But it's a day for people to come and enjoy people, to enjoy humanity, basically.
And any other major awards that you'd like to touch on?
The other awards that we are going to have, we're going to have the NAACP Literary Award, which will be presented to Clancy Cash Harrison. And we have the NAACP Audrey Spence Community Service Award, Leadership Award, which will be presented to the First Presbyterian Church for their help and allowing us to host our MLK events there, and also supporting the diversity picnic. We're giving out the NAACP President's Award, which is going to Golden Rule Lodge number 15, and also to David Barber, who is our previous chair of the Freedom Fund Banquets for the last 4 years. He had done an excellent job, and we want to recognize the contribution that he has made. We're also giving out an award, the Audrey Spence Community Service Award, to John Dahl. He helps out with the lesbian and gay community and stuff like that. So we want to recognize his contribution, as well as Generation to Generation, which is a multi-generation organization and stuff like that. We want to acknowledge their support of our diversity picnic and their contribution to the community as well.
And you have an important speaker also that's going to be joining you. I believe it's Congressman Matt Cartwright.
That is true. We're happy to have him, and this is the first time we're actually having a United States Congressman come and address the audience.
All righty. Well, this is a big event taking place, as we said, on November 14th. And if you would like to get a ticket, it is $50 for non-members. And we'll put the number up on your screen that you can call, which is 570-262-1360. And this is kind of bittersweet for you, because you've been at the helm of this organization as the president for 18 years, and you're calling it quits, I guess. But I heard they're not going to let you out of the organization, though.
That is true. Last year back in 2012, I suffered a minor stroke and everything, and I feel it's been long enough, and it's time for some new leadership to come in and move the organization, continue to move the organization forward. We are happy with some of the progress that we've made in the school district. We're trying to increase the diversity among teachers in the school district and increase diversity throughout the area. So we're very proud of some of the accomplishments that we've made.
So it's been a busy 18 years for you, and I'm sure there'll be a good future for the organization. Is there anything you want to tell people about this big event coming up? Everybody welcome to come out to it?
Everyone is welcome to come out to it, and we look forward to having people, and we just hope you come and enjoy our keynote speaker, Congressman Matthew Cartwright, and have a good time, basically.
Well, congratulations on 18 years with the organization, and I'm sure a lot of volunteering in the future besides being at the helm.
Yeah, and I'd just like to say I also received a letter of congratulations from Governor Corbett.
Oh, nice.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, well, congratulations. A lot of hard work, that well-deserved recognition. Again, Mr. Ron Felton, the president of the Wilkes-Barre branch of the NAACP, the annual Freedom Fund Banquet, Friday, November 14th at Genetti's in Wilkes-Barre. Please call to make your reservation today. As he said, everyone is invited.
Mr. Felton also tells us that Mike Bean, the CEO of Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs, has been named the honorary chair for this special event. When we come back on FYI, we'll talk about the NASCAR season as they head toward the checkered flag. That's all coming up next, but first, our Movie Minute.
It's time for Movie Minute right here on News 13, your weekly look at what's playing at Regal Cinema 10 just outside the Laurel Mall. 2 new releases this weekend. First, Interstellar, rated PG-13. As Earth becomes uninhabitable, a team of researchers searches the galaxy to find which planet could be mankind's new home. And also Big Hero 6, rated PG. This animated family comedy stars Baymax, a robot whose sole purpose is to take care of people as he's transformed into a high-tech superhero. Still playing The Book of Life, Nightcrawler, Fury, Ouija, Gone Girl, and St. Vincent. For all the showtimes, call Regal Cinema 10 at 570-450-7454 or to speak to a movie attendant, call 570-450-7340.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
When I think of racing in the Hazleton area, I think of the man sitting right next to me, Dino Alberto. He does PR for racetracks. He works up at the Pocono Raceway, writes columns for the Standard Speaker on racing. Dino, thank you so much for being with us here on the Sportscast. We have a lot to get to. Let's start with what a lot of people are talking about. NASCAR race in Texas last weekend, the end of the race. I was happy I got to watch the video with you. You walked me through kind of the last laps there, and it was between Jeff Gordon, Brad Keselowski, and you said, maybe not too much there.
You know, Kenny, the more you look at that replay of that tape, it was the last lap. There was a win that was crucial to advance into the next round of this championship deal that NASCAR has going on right now. And Keselowski, Brad Keselowski, obviously, he saw an opening. It was go time for him, and he went for it. Jeff Gordon also was in the same position. From what I could see and from my opinion, Gordon was holding his line, but tried to come down just a little bit. Keselowski was going up the middle between himself and Jimmy Johnson, who was to the left. And unfortunately, they touched. The tire got cut on Jeff Gordon's car, and that was all she wrote for him, unfortunately. And, you know, you got to understand, for Gordon coming into that race and that late into the race, he was the point leader. It slipped him back to fourth going into the final 2 events. He's still in the hunt for this championship, but emotionally, that really took a lot of steam out of him. And obviously, the outcome was that brawl that you saw at the end of the race.
And it's very interesting because we did talk off camera as well when I was starting to look up stuff for this segment. The video is right there on NASCAR of the entire fight. The whole thing is on there, and I thought, you know what? NASCAR must want people to see this because it's on their website, and you said this is exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. This is something that's boosting the attention. It's getting those ratings, which they pretty much live for each week. It's a television-driven sport. There's no question about that. Fan-driven, yes, but TV is crucial to the success of NASCAR, and this really put them over the top. And you know, it didn't go without its circumstances afterwards. There was a lot of hefty fines that were tossed out there. A couple of crew members from Casey Kane's crew and Jeff Gordon's crew, something like $25,000 to 4 different crew members. 2 crew chiefs, Jeff Gordon's crew chief and Casey Kane's crew chief, were fined $50,000 because they weren't able to control their teams afterwards, which is part of the rules. But the bottom line was people were watching, and it was good for the sport, which is what they really were after.
I wanted to ask you, Pocono, were you working out the Pocono Raceway, calling races out there? IndyCar announces they will be coming back to Pocono for another year. There was some headlines and talk about that, maybe not bringing the people to the racetrack, and I forget if it was on the holiday weekend, maybe around the 4th of July. What do you think of IndyCar at Pocono? I haven't been up there for a race yet, but what do you think about it?
First of all, I'm an Indy fan, an IndyCar fan, and I think it's fantastic to have that series come to this part of the country where we don't normally get it. For years, it stood out as one of the premier series in the nation. And what they've done now is taken that race, the 500-mile race, and moved it to nearly the end of the season, which I think is a good move. The 4th of July, unfortunately, in this area, it just didn't pan out. And I'm glad that IndyCar and Pocono were able able to work out a schedule that would fit hopefully for both the track and the series itself. It'll be the next to last race. It's still going to be a 500 miler, and I think it's going to generate a lot more interest going into the next to last event, because the points usually wind up coming down to the last show for those guys.
It's the weekend, and I love sitting at a high top, ordering some delicious apps and having a few beverages with my friends at Bottlenecks, where they have an awesome atmosphere with awesome food.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, St. Michael's Recreation Center, located on Fern Street in Freeland, will be hosting Elvis impersonator Nick Mistician Sunday, November 16th. Then we'll also have a spaghetti dinner starting at noon. Cost for show and dinner is $20 or $15 just for the show, which will be held from 1 to 4. More information, call 570-788-5589. And finally, the women of St. Patrick's Parish are holding their annual Christmas Boutique and Craft Show November 15th and 16th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. They held at St. Patrick's Parish Center in Whitehaven. Be featuring over 50 local artists, crafters, and vendors. Admission is free and food will be available at tonight's Talk of the Town.
Hello again, and here with me I have Comet, who is a 4-year-old German Shepherd Husky mix, and he seems very friendly with basically everybody he's met. Comet's a young adult with a lot of energy, so we recommend daily walks, and a fenced-in yard is also probably a good idea. Huskies do love to run, so plenty of activity and fetch are definitely recommended. We've not seen him around other animals yet, but of course if anybody wants to adopt a dog of ours and has one of their own already, we always like to do a meet and greet to make sure they're going to get along. And in the case of larger dogs like Comet here, that's especially important. Being a Husky Shepherd mix, he has a decent level of energy and so should be kept pretty active daily. But he's also very affectionate and laid back and not too hyper like many Huskies can be. And that's it for this week's dog. Let's go have a look at our cats. And here I am with Sven. Sven is a domestic medium hair who's approximately 6 to 8 months old, and as you can see, he's very laid back and affectionate. He's already neutered and up to date on all of his shots and came up negative for feline leukemia as well as FIV. He's very affectionate and loves to be held and gets along incredibly well with the other cats also. Sven is just one of 8 cats who have recently been brought up to our male colony, the others being 7 brothers, all of which are kittens approximately 3 months old. While the majority of the kittens are black, some are black and white, and we also have at least one tiger stripe and a very unusual black and silver mix. This is the first time in a while we've had a variety of kittens up for adoption, and like the rest of our cats, all of them are already neutered, current on all vaccines, and tested negative for feline leukemia and FIV. And that's it for the new animals we have here at the Hazelton Animal Shelter. If anybody's interested, please come on down to 101 North Poplar Street.
If you'd like to see some of Dino Oberto's work for the Standard Speaker, he's on the Sportscast on FYI Weekend. You can just go to standardspeaker.com, search his name, and check out his coverage on local racing and also national racing as well. All right, we will see you on Monday. Take it easy, everyone.